Welcome back to Old Coin Adventures. Before you spend another 2009 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. Because if you have one of these sitting in old collection, or even somewhere around your house, there are a few details you'll want to check first. And the interesting part is, you don't need to be a professional coin collector to spot them. This penny was made during a very special year in Lincoln cent history. And when you turn it over, you'll notice something that makes it completely different from the Lincoln cents we normally see. The Lincoln Memorial is gone. Instead, there's a small American log cabin. But why did the US Mint put a log cabin on a penny? How many of these pennies were actually made? Which version should you be looking for? And what condition could make the biggest difference if you happen to find one? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for before you ever spend a 2009 Lincoln penny. The coin we're looking at today is the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Cent, featuring Lincoln's birth and early childhood in Kentucky. In 2009, the United States Mint released 4 different reverse designs for the Lincoln cent. Each design represented an important chapter in Abraham Lincoln's life. The first design showed his birth and early childhood in Kentucky. And that's the design you're looking at right now. The small log cabin was chosen to represent Lincoln's humble beginnings. But this coin wasn't created just to tell Lincoln's story. The year 2009 was a major milestone for the Lincoln cent itself. It marked 200 years since Lincoln's birth. And it also marked 100 years since the original Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909. That's why the Mint created these 4 special reverse designs. But now comes the part that could help you identify exactly what kind of 2009 penny you have. How many were actually made? The answer is a lot. The Philadelphia Mint produced about 284 million of these birth and early childhood cents. Denver produced about 350 million. That means more than 634 million regular circulation examples were produced between the two mints. So simply finding a 2009 log cabin penny does not mean you have a rare coin. The real question is, what version do you have? And this is where the basic specifications become important. A normal 2009 Lincoln cent is about 19 millimeters in diameter. It weighs approximately 2.5 grams. And the regular circulation version is made with a zinc core covered by a thin layer of copper. But there's something interesting here. Not every 2009 Lincoln cent was made exactly the same way. The Mint also produced special satin finish versions for its 2009 uncirculated mint sets. These coins are different from normal circulation strikes. A satin finish example weighs about 3.11 grams. And it has a copper-based composition containing about 95% copper. So if you have a digital scale at home, weighing your coin can be a useful first step. But weight alone is not enough. You should also check the mint mark. Look underneath the date on the front of the coin. If you see a small D, the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. If there is no mint mark, it was struck at Philadelphia. And that little letter can become very important when you start comparing different examples. Now take another close look at the coin. Look at the details. Look at the color. Look at the surface. And most importantly, look at the condition. Because this is where the story of the 2009 Lincoln penny gets much more interesting. Millions of these coins were made. But collectors don't value every example equally. A heavily circulated penny with scratches, wear, and damaged surfaces will normally have very little collector premium. A coin that still looks almost brand new is a completely different story. We're going to look at exactly what collectors want to see. We'll talk about the grades that matter. We'll look at the importance of original red color. We'll examine the special satin finish version. And most importantly, we'll look at actual auction results and find out just how much the best examples have sold for. So if you have a 2009 Lincoln penny, don't put it away just yet. Now let's get to the part you probably want to know most. If millions of these pennies were produced, what could possibly make one more valuable than another? The answer often comes down to condition. Imagine placing 2 2009 Lincoln pennies next to each other. They have the same date. They have the same design. And they may even have the same mint mark. But one has been carried in someone's pocket for years. The other has been protected since the day it was made. To a collector, those 2 coins can be very different. The first thing you should look for is wear. Check Lincoln's hair. Check the lettering. Check the log cabin. Look at the fields around the design. Then look for scratches, contact marks, spots, and discoloration. The closer the coin is to its original condition, the more interesting it becomes to collectors. Professional grading takes this even further. You may see grades such as MS65, MS66, or MS67. The higher the grade, the better the coin has survived. And when you're dealing with Lincoln cents, original red color can also be important. You may see the letters RD after a grade. RD means red. It indicates that the coin has retained its original red appearance. But there's something very important you should remember. A shiny penny is not automatically a valuable penny. Never clean or polish a coin just to make it look brighter. Cleaning can damage the original surface and actually make the coin less desirable to collectors. Now let's look at a real example. PCGS auction records show that a 2009 D-birth and early childhood Lincoln cent graded MS67 RD sold for $10,600 heritage auctions in 2015. And this is where you need to pay attention. That sale was not for an ordinary 2009 penny. It was an exceptionally high-grade example. The MS67 RD grade is what made that particular coin special. So don't look at a 2009 penny and immediately think it is worth hundreds of dollars. Instead, ask yourself a better question. How close is my coin to that level of condition? There is another version you should know about. The satin finish Lincoln cents. These were specially produced for the Mint's 2009 uncirculated Mint sets. They were not ordinary pocket change strikes. They have a different surface appearance and a different composition from the normal circulation version.